My name is Dana and I'm an Australian citizen. This is my testimony for my fiancé Azmat Ablay. Azmat is an ethnic Uyghur from the city of Hulja. He was sent to a concentration camp in October 2017. The reason he was detained was based solely on his ethnicity. He had not committed any crimes nor broken any laws. His ID card number is as shown: 654 101 198 605 082 217. He was born on the 8th of May 1986. Azmat is also father to two young boys, Mohammed and Mustafa, whom he has had sole custody of since they were toddlers. Mohammed is 8 years old and Mustafa is 6 years old. Azmat was also the full-time carer to his father, Ablay, who has since passed away. Ablay had a serious heart condition and was in and out of hospital. The last 2 months of Ablay's life, he was without his son by his side. After roughly 20 months of no contact, from the time he was detained in October 2017, Azmat called me on the 26th of June 2019 via WeChat. It was a short conversation lasting less than a minute and a half. He called me again on the 5th of July 2019 while he was visiting his children. I had worried for Mohammed and Mustafa's well-being and was unsure of their whereabouts. Thanks to this video call, I was able to find out that they were okay and that they were safe. This video call lasted 30 minutes and was a conversation that I found very odd and confusing. There was a lot of contradictions and code words used. As you can tell from this photo, Azmat looks very sleep deprived. This is a very different Azmat from what I know. He seems to have aged a few years from his time in the concentration camp. In this video call, I also saw his son Mohammed. Mohammed seemed different. He wasn't the happy, vibrant child I knew. It was like a dark cloud was hovering above them both. Azmat had raised his sons on his own from the time they were toddlers, and for him to suddenly disappear would have been very traumatic for them both. In this conversation, I could tell Azmat wanted to say a lot more. He was very cautious in his choice of words. However, towards the end of the call, he seemed to have made up his mind to take the risk and speak the truth. He told me that if I didn't get him out of there, he was as good as dead, to do whatever it takes, and to never give up on him. I realized I had to speak up for him, to not be afraid any longer, and not to stay silent in the face of this cultural genocide. On the 20th of July, he contacted me again via WeChat. This is the last time I spoke to Azmat. He was on the streets of Hulja at the time of the call. He was in the middle of buying kawab, the traditional lamb skewers, along with lagman. The way he spoke of the food, it was obvious he hadn't had a decent meal in a long while, and was making the most of his day leave from the concentration camp. Since that day, he hasn't replied to any of my messages or my calls. I assume he's still being held in a concentration camp. It's been 2 months since I've last heard from Azmat. Every day I wake up with the hope he'll contact me again. I dream of the day Azmat, Mohammed, Mustafa and I can be together as a family. In the meantime, I will continue to speak up against this cultural genocide and petition for Azmat's release so he can be reunited with his sons, Mohammed and Mustafa. I call on the international community to stand up and take action against the genocide being carried out by the Chinese Communist Party. I ask the international community to call on China to release all those in concentration camps and prisons. We are all human beings, and each one of us has a responsibility to ensure that we are all afforded our basic human rights at the very least. Human rights are rights inherent to all human beings. We are all equally entitled to them. The values of freedom, respect, equality and dignity must be protected. Thank you for listening to my testimony.